Okay, let's talk about distance between points. Last video we looked at finding the midpoints. Now we're going to look at the difference between, or the distance between. Okay, so let's have we might even zoom in a little bit and have a look at this picture that we've got here of our little linear equation, or part of our linear equation. What we have is 2 points and we want to know how far the distance is between them. Well, if you can use your imagination a little bit and some other lines, you can almost see another shape that exists here using the points that we have. Can you see a shape that you recognise? What if I put this bit in? Oh, look at that. We have a triangle. And not only a triangle, a right-angled triangle. And what do we know about right-angled triangles? Well, we know Pythagoras' theorem, right? We know that a squared, so if this was a, this was b, and this was c, we would know that a squared, this length squared, plus this length squared would equal this length squared. Now that is really the whole story. I could stop the video right now and you could actually work out every distance between 2 points just using that distance, that Pythagoras rule. However, in geometry we often will change that rule a little bit to make it a bit easier for us, because what we have, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but we don't have any length values of A or B. All we've been given are these 2 points. We have been given the coordinates of those 2 points. So let's see, how does this Pythagoras' theorem apply in an instant where we are dealing with coordinates, right? How does it work now? So let's define what these bits are. Well, we know that that length of A and B are really just the length of the horizontal and the vertical, right? We know that we could find that length if we take those two numbers away from each other, okay? So we can I'll show you this little drawing here. I won't show you the little drawing. The little drawing's not appearing. Well, isn't that interesting? Have I got it hidden away or something? No? Well, that's curious. You see the C, the B and the A. Okay, whatever. That's weird. There, I fixed it. There it is. That's our points. Okay, so we know that there's an A, a B and a C. The A distance in this little drawing here is really the distance between this x1 point and this x2 point. So now I know you might be thinking, but the x2 point's right up there. If you think in terms of your x distance, like if I was to draw in a little blue line that was this distance long, like it's a bit hard to see that little blue line there, but this little blue line, there it is, see that little blue line? If I was to shift that little blue line such that it now goes to that x2 point, you would see that this point where it starts, this bit, right here, it is directly above where it was before, right? So we really have got the distance just in the horizontal when we look at the x1 and the x2, okay? So if we can determine what the x2 take the x1 is, we'll have our A length. And we do the same for our vertical, the B2, the Y2 take Y1, we'll have our B. And this C value, when it comes to drawing and linear equations, we call that D, the distance. Okay, very good. So that leads us to, finally, the distance rule. Now this looks very scary, this distance rule, but just remember what we've done so far. We have said that a value of A, we might use a different colour here, the value of A is really just the x2 take the x1. And in Pythagoras, it's A squared. Right, so if we look down here, well, here's our A value, x2 take x1, and it's squared. So that's really all it is. Very good. Then the Y value, the Y2 take the Y1, well, there it is there. That's our B value, and it's B squared. So there's the square. Very good. Well, this is where it's slightly different. Here we have C squared, but over on our distance rule, we only have D by itself. So if this d is just by itself, that means it's already had the square dealt with. We've dealt with the square already. So how do you deal with the square? Well, you find the square root of both sides. And that is why there is this great big long square root sign on our right-hand side there. That's the distance formula. Okay, so let's tidy this up. Let's see it used so that you can actually see it used. That makes a lot of sense, right? We have our drawing. There it is. That's our drawing that we had before. We start off by writing out our distance formula. Oh, there it is in blue right above us. I'm not going to rewrite that. You then substitute in the values that you have. Okay, very good. Once again, it doesn't matter which ones are your x2 and your y2. Does not matter, so long as you have consistently applied to each pair. Like you would say, this pair would be my x1, y1. That's my ones. This pair could be my twos. So long as it's consistent, you'll be okay. So we substitute in the values of our x2 and our y2 and our x1 and our y1. We rewrite this whole thing. We then work it out. We would do 5 take 3 is 2, 2 take 4 is 2, negative 2. So we're going to end up with a positive and a negative being squared. But the interesting thing is, because we're squaring the whole negative, we're going to end up with the same number here. We're going to have 4 plus 4, and our answer will be the square root of 8, more approximately equal to 2.828. That's the distance of those 2 points. For those of you who are a little bit more comfortable with using surds, we could take our root 8 here and we could say, well, that really is equivalent to the square root of 4 multiplied by 2. We know the square root of 4 was 2, so this one is exactly 100% correct, equal to 2 root 2. Whereas this is an approximation. Surds are ultimately more accurate, and if you can use them, you should do so. Okay, so that's how you find the distance between 2 points. Okay.